Hi everyone, it's Sue here from Scrappy Doo Sue. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks to all the returning subscribers for supporting me continuously, and welcome to any new subscribers. If you just happen upon my channel, I'd be very grateful if you would subscribe and like what you see, and hopefully hit that bell with the ringer over it to get a notification of any future videos I do. Today I'm doing week 14 of the Margarete Miller 52-week collage assignments, volume 2 for 2022. They consist of 52 weeks of prompt assignments, and you get 5 prompts and a bonus. So, hashtag 2022 planner 14 for week 14. The 5 prompts are a ribbon, a plant, a person in brackets in whichever form, splashes or splotches, and sheet music. The bonus is a piece of sewing pattern. I don't have that. I don't have any sewing patterns at all, or bits of sewing patterns. I did see a couple of like simplicity dress patterns in a charity shop a few weeks ago, but I just could not bring myself to buy them, to cut them up or tear them up, because they looked pristine and actually they didn't look too old. So I thought, you know, in these days of recycling and people on you know, the breadline really, and having to buy things on budget and on a shoestring, I thought, you know, somebody who's handy with a needle and thread, or you know, in the sewing machine, would love probably to make those patterns up and maybe adapt them, you know. So I just left them. So actually I don't have any, you know. I wouldn't mind a few bits of sewing patterns, but if I come across like one that's all raggedy and open and torn and looks like it's been well used, I probably would get that one. But until I do, I don't have any sewing patterns. So we're going to go with the ribbon, a plant, a person in whichever form, splashes or splotches, and sheet music. So let me show you what I've found. So we're using this lovely craft coloured ring bound scrapbook, which I love. That was last time. That was week 13. So I love it because you can just turn it over and have the page you want. I'm just checking that that's in view. Last couple of videos I did recently were not particularly very good, mainly because I moved the camera. I moved the you know, like the holder that goes, the camera phone goes in, and that was a big mistake. So I thought we'd do the splashes and splotches first. So I'm just going to put that book to one side, and I have, to do those on, I have a piece of thick 160 gram GSM, no, it's 120 GSM sketchbook pad paper. So it's a little bit like watercolour paper, but and absorbent, you know, but not quite. So I'm just going to bring my messy mat out, and then I thought what I have is I have my watercolour set, some water here, a watercolour set here. It's just a little travel one that I use at home for crafting mainly. I haven't been out sketching and watercolouring outside for years, to be honest. I did used to do that. I actually belonged to a group at one point, and I did get great enjoyment out of doing it. So I've just got like a water pen. This is a travel pen, and you put the water in here. But today I've got a pot of water, so literally just an old yogurt pot with some water in. And I thought what we'll do is we will wet the paper first quite liberally, you know, with a few drops of water. I haven't got a splash or splotch stencil, Some people have. If you have, you can use that, but I'm just going to make my own. So I thought I'd do them on camera. See, they might work out. Who knows? They might not. So I'm thinking, what sort of colour shall I use? So maybe we'll go with the browns, I think. So I've just got normal brown here, and I'm just going to make up a brown in the palette here. Doesn't need to be anywhere particular. Some palettes are different, so you know, just use whatever you've got. If you haven't got watercolor paints, I'm only doing this because I have, you can use your distress ink and wet that. So I'm just going to load my pen up, and I'm just going to splash and splotch. So hopefully you can see that. So let's add some more water to it. We'll keep layering it up with paint, and then if we put a big dollop of this on here, what we can do, so these are splashes and splotches really. What we can do is we can turn this around this paper and make them all nice and runny. So I'm just going to use a dry wipe and blot some of that off, and then let's put some back on. So hopefully they will bleed into the paper a little bit. I'm just tapping this brush with my finger and then using the colour, tapping more of that on. So there will be some faded ones, and then they will start bleeding into the paper, which is a nice effect. There, I think that's plenty. Let's move the water away. I just pop that brush in there, and that can be cleaned off later. Right. Okay, so now I could get my heat gun and dry them. Let's have a look, see what that does if we just put the heat gun on. Just bear with me. Yeah, I think I'm going to let that dry now. I'm just going to soak up some of that water by just dabbing the dry wipe. If you just touch the water with the dry wipe, then you will get, it will soak up that excess water like so. So we've got some nice splashes there. Okay, let's move the mat away now and wait for that to dry. Bring back our book. Just check. Oh, wrong way around. Let's just check. Oh, it's upside down and wrong way around there. Okay, just checking everything now is in view. Okay, so we want a ribbon, so I thought this is a beautiful colour. I like this silky gold coloured ribbon. I thought that was very nice. A plant. Well, I have taken this out of one of the Edith Holden style books. It's one of her pictures, and it's one of my most favourite spring flowers. It's the snowdrop. So I thought we could just fussy cut a little bit more around that, and we can use this one on the page because that's one of my favourites. And we are in spring, although the weather here, you would think we've gone back to the winter. It's absolutely bitterly cold. We're in the south of the UK, southeast, in a village in Buckinghamshire, and we have had, over the last few days, we have had snow, and we've had hailstorms, and we've had really, really heavy frosts in the morning. So woe betide anybody who has bought lots of new bedding plants and put them out in their garden, because I'm afraid they will probably be withered by now unless they've been covered over and protected, because the frosts have been really harsh. So I'm waiting. I'm not doing anything with my, you know, new plants or anything, the garden yet. I just want to hang on a bit longer. Plus, it's not been warm enough to go out, and yeah, I haven't really been feeling that brilliant this last couple of days. So I'd rather just stay in the warm and do a bit of crafting. So any excuse, hey. Right, so we're going to use that. That's going to be our plant, and it is planted in the garden, as you can see. It's actually in the soil. And then a person in whichever form. So in my collage book, I found this lovely, beautiful geisha. Isn't she gorgeous? So I thought we would put her on. So I was going to just tear around her, actually. So I'll get my heavy ruler out and see if I can. She's on a background of some sort of script paper. So I just thought if I could just tear around these bits here. And that's not always the easiest thing to do. Sometimes it completely can ruin the whole piece. I've done that before and torn across it accidentally. So I want to even that edge up a little bit. So I hope you're all doing okay, and don't know if you're having some sort of bizarre weather at the moment. But I think I've got a lever on that background. And maybe we'll take just a bit more off here. And a tiny bit more from down here. Like so. Okay, let's put that back. It's very heavy. Right, so that's going to be our person. And she is a geisha. We've got our splashes and splotches, which I made earlier with some watercolour paper. Well, it's a sketch paper, actually. It's very thin watercolour type paper, 120 GSM, and I just used some brown watercolour paint and water. And I was thinking afterwards, you could actually do this with a tea bag, you know, wet the tea bag in some cold water and just, you know, splosh it over your paper. Quite easy, really, I suppose. And then we want some sheet music, so I've got some scraps here of sheet music, and I have got a sheet of it out of an old book. It's very old. It's got that somebody's written on it, put some notes in pencil, and it's got the kind of patina on it, the brown spots, age spots, which I seem to have a lot of on my hands according to the dermatologist I saw the other week. This is my seborrheic keratosis that had cryotherapy on it, in case you wonder what that is. And it's healing up nicely now, thank goodness. It was very sore. So I'm going to use some tea dye distress ink, this one here, and I'm going to just go around these things and distress those edges. I think she's very beautiful. I did think, you know, it would be nice if I'd had a chrysanthemum sort of image, really, because I think chrysanthemums are quite synonymous with Japan, but I might be wrong. I don't know. For some reason I seem to think they are. I don't know why. Okay, and we'll tear up some of this paper here. We'll just use our normal ruler for this. So I like that piece here with the edges at the top, so I'm going to use that and take those off. So go around those, and then we'll have another splodgy piece. It's got a few splodges, so I'm just going to you know, I don't know, tear down them, rip them so they're not too even, and put those on. Let's see, what else have we got? We've got some music paper here. We might get away with the bits. I don't want to tear that edge, so I'm just going to use my distress edge tool. I don't really know what it's called. This is a Crafter's Companion one. They're not very expensive, honestly, they're not. I don't buy really expensive things for crafting with, you know, because I think it's all about using what you've got and recycling. That's the beauty of it, I think. So just going to distress those up a bit. See if we can get away with these scraps. Let's tear down this one. Like that. And you can do this with a pair of scissors, look. So you get your scissors and you open them out. Be very careful you don't cut yourself, and you just literally use one blade and you just tear along it gently like that, and it makes a nice ragged edge. So you don't even need to buy one of those little things, which I don't really use that often, to be honest. Right, so that's probably enough. Okay, let's see where we're going to put some of this. Let's ink round some of this now. Those two pieces are too similar in size, so I don't want that. So, and any scraps of your own paper, you can certainly put them in your scrap bag or box or whatever you folder, and you can use that again, you know. It's good for collaging. Right. So we've got our person. I'd quite like her to be kind of centre stage, and we've got our splashes and splotches, and see where we want those. Let's have a look at our music paper now. Let's ink round this. Perhaps put some of that behind there. Oh, I do like it the right way up, so I'm going to ink that side as well, because that's the right side up way, like so. so we'll put another piece. So I'm sticking to just those pieces, and maybe that piece can go there. Just hold on one moment. I knew Paddy was going to start. Bless his little cotton socks, because our neighbour's just come out talking to someone else. So that's the right way up. So let's pop that maybe there. Right, so where are we going to put this? What about if we take that one away and put that one like that? That would be nice. I'm wondering whether to cut this in half, this plant, and then maybe we can have it in two areas. I'm just going to trim that spiky bit off there, and that bit there. Okay. Okay, so we have her centre. We can have this coming here, I think. And maybe there like that, and this coming up here. Have this bigger piece. Oh, everything's moving around. But I kind of know roughly where I want everything. It's just making sure it looks okay. It looks quite sad, that lady. I quite like that. There. Just thinking, do I want anything else underneath, sort of showing, with a bit of colour in it maybe? There's my scrap folder here, some more scraps in it. I think that's too colourful. Because we've got the ribbons on. I've got some of this. This is quite nice. I'm just going to tear a strip of this down. Where's my ruler? I'm going to tear a strip. Like so. Just take that fibrous edge down a bit. I'm not keeping those. I'm going to be a bit ruthless on that. Let's tear down here. Okay, let's ink round this. Yes, it's really nippy. And at the time when we just had notification from, well, we have our electricity and gas with British Gas, and 31st of March they were furiously trying to get everyone to do their meter readings, because obviously the rates of gas and electricity are all going up sky high apparently, so we're having to be a bit more careful really with our, you know, heating and stuff, until we know, like most people, until we kind of know what the effects are going to be. So having thrown that scrap, I'm wondering whether I could just pop that under there like that, and maybe we'll have, let's see, I've torn it in the wrong direction as usual, so you can see the fibre there. I'll just have another small bit at the top, I think, and it just breaks up that colour palette a bit, so kind of, I don't know, something like that, maybe something like that, and then we could pop the ribbon on afterwards. So I think that's going, they're all going to get stuck down. Okay, so we've distressed around everything. Let's get some glue pages out. And okay, let's glue stick, and let's see, what do we need to glue down first? So take her off because I know she's going to be in the middle, and I know these are either side. So what I want to do now is try and glue these down roughly where they are. So stagger that bit, and I haven't glued that side down because this is going to be under it. Like so, and then we can getting stuck up with the, so I think we'll, I might as well do it on here, it's not going to hurt too much. And don't think I inked around this one. So I think that's having that peeking, peeking out. Maybe we'll have it that way around, I think. See what happens now when we put everything back down. So we wanted the geisha here, and we're going to have these here, and we're going to have these here. So I think that will be fine. I'm going to put this lovely geisha, and you can see this collage book is double-sided, so on the back you've got this lovely Bohemian lady, and they're all on these lovely backgrounds. I'm going to put her there like so. I think that's okay. Yeah, and then I'm going to put that one on the top. So you just bring the glue pages over so I'm in shot. Not that you need to see me gluing, do you really? And I want to kind of put that half over her. Well, not half, but you know what I mean. These are tricky, these little bits here. I love snowdrops. I just think they're so beautiful. Very, you know, hardy little plants, really. They're first to come out, you know, after Christmas, and first sort of spring bulb that you kind of tend to see. That and crocuses, I think, and they're just so lovely. So I think we'll put that one down a bit. So we don't want them symmetrical, do we? Okay, that's not wanting to stick down, is it? Neither is that up there. So that paper is a little bit thicker. Okay, so that's what we have so far. And then we have ribbon to put on now. I don't really know. I'm going to cut, I think I'd like maybe a piece kind of here. I'm just going to lay mine flat today. So kind of have this one a bit like that, and then another piece I think can go kind of up here. Maybe like that. And then we'll just do one tiny piece down here, I think. There, that's quite nice. I like that arrangement. Just pop this back. I've got a small elastic band, neon pink one actually, as you can see, but that would just keep that nice and tidy. Right, so okay, I don't think I'll be able to glue stick these down. I've never tried actually. Let's see, because this Scotch glue stick is quite do I want, no, it doesn't really matter too much, I don't think. So I'm just going to run the glue stick along. Just for the collage purposes, it may be just enough. So let's have a look. Try not to touch it with my gluey fingers. And then, so I'll just glue the page. That seems to be sticking. That's all right, that doesn't need to be completely flat. But I think that just highlights that lovely geisha there. I like that. I like those colours. So I have got number 14 today, and it's out of a page from the scrapbook pad, and I'm going to say heirloom stack, and I hope I've got that right this time. I think, oh goodness knows what I've called it, heritage stack, but I'm pretty sure it's heirloom stack, and it's the 180 page scrapbook pad, but single-sided, but they're lovely pages to use. So maybe we will, let's see if we can scuff this up a bit, not make it so neat looking. And that is a totally different colour, but I think it's kind of, I don't know, kind of enhances some of the other colours there. So I think I'm going to pop that down up there in that top corner. And I think that would be nice. Alright, so I think that's everything. So I'm just going to do my usual writing on here. Just check this is the black one. It's the blue one. I didn't want the blue one. I wanted to use the black one. Here it is. Right. So I'm going to put it, I think, I'm going to write it up here, and I'm going to put hashtag 2022 planner 14, so that when we look back we'll know which one it was. I don't stick these on the pages, these prompts. I keep them in a little pocket I made here at the front in here. Okay, so hashtag 2022 planner 14, we have a ribbon here, plant with snowdrops split into 2 pieces. We have a lovely geisha who is the person. She's very lovely. She looks very, very sad, solemn, you know. Wonder what she's thinking in that picture. Splashes or splotches, we can just see them here and here on some paper we did some splotches on. That doesn't really show many of them, but you know, they are there, and there's a piece under there. And sheet music, so we've got some all around here. And I just put a bit of collage paper down and the number 14. So that's our week 14. Let me just show you that closer up. I'm just bending my head to see if I can see what I'm showing you. Not too sure. Anyway, hopefully you saw that. So I'll take my leave and say goodbye, and take care everyone. Keep warm and keep safe. Okay, see you soon. Bye bye.